Order the Utility Service Board for the City of Lawrence on this, the 23rd day of February 2021. We have presently 4 of our 5 members present, so we do have a quorum. Begin by the reading of the COVID statement.
The Utility Service Board may impose reasonable restrictions on the number of attendees to control audience density in consideration of the existing COVID-19 national emergency. The public may participate remotely by dialing 312-626-6799 and entering the following meeting identification code: 878-4707-8222, followed by the pound sign.
Thank you. You're welcome. First order of business would be the minutes of the meeting from February 9, 2021. Those minutes were sent to the members for their review by email. Entertain a motion that we approve the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, Dave Cornell, so moved.
Mr. Chairman, this is Dale Teakip. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, we will vote.
Stephen, how long do you think the sessions will last each day?
I think that's something we'll work out with that committee.
There's some audio interference here. Okay, Dale.
Aye.
Dave.
Aye.
Zach.
Aye.
And and Tracy.
Tracy, can you hear us?
Okay. Well, I vote aye as well. Apparently had some interruption from Tracy.
Maybe a keynote and a panel discussion, but again, this is where that panel, the committee will help us in that design.
Okay, I vote aye as well. The minutes are approved. Payment of claims. Claims were sent out to the members for their review by email. I would entertain a motion that we approve the payment of the claims.
Mr. Chairman, this is Dale Teakip. I move we approve the claims.
Is there a second?
Dave Cornell, second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion regarding any of the claims? If not, we will vote. Dale?
Aye.
Dave? Zachary?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye. Amazing.
I vote aye as well.
Nuts.
That is approved. Report of the Utility Superintendent. Scott.
Good evening, everyone.
Latasha Brown, who heads up.
So if you have my reports in front of you, you can see that there are no new major developments to report with respect to our various capital improvements. I'm going to have to reverse course on that. So we have had an issue out at Indian Lake with our backwash tank. And the backwash tank overflowed, and it actually bowed out part of the brick wall on the west side of the structure. So we're kind of put things to a halt there. We're going to, provided the board's okay, and I think you will be, that I'm going to issue verbal approval for them to go ahead and start taking the damaged brick off. And we'll stockpile that, save as much as we can, but then we're going to have to pull that west wall off and a little bit on the north and south walls. We're going to have to get in there and see what's wrong with that backwash tank and then fix that and then put the wall back. So that's going to result in a change order on that plant, on that particular project. So I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that, but we have to keep moving forward on this. So I was going to issue them verbal approval on that tomorrow.
Is that tank a masonry tank?
It's a concrete tank. I don't know why back in the day. Probably our best guess is they didn't have the footprint they felt they needed, but they instead of putting the backwash tank in the ground, it's literally just a tank on the west end of the building, and then when they bricked the building in when it was finished, you can't tell it's there. So something's going on inside of there, and we need to get in there and figure it out and then get it fixed.
Okay. Any further questions for Scott about that?
I mean, if you guys are okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell them to keep pressing forward on repairs tomorrow, because we need to keep that, get that plant actually done.
And then we would have a potential change order.
Oh, yeah, we will have a change order on that. That's going to be work that was not planned for, is not included in the bid. And then, and I know most of you have seen this stuff already. In the report, I included some data and some charts. Probably the main reason was to show visually and provide backup data that, that we still have a serious I&I problem in this city. You can see how the amount of sewage we send to CEG for treatment literally follows the rain pattern in there. So we are still struggling with the I&I, and so our old leaky sewer mains, manholes, laterals, are our problem, the actual physical condition of that infrastructure, but we also still continue to have problems with the illegal connections. And quite frankly, there's not been a whole lot of response from, we know they're out there, and we've put the word out time and again in the Lawrence Lift for, asking people to, check their plumbing, disconnect those illegal connections, and we're not making very good progress on that. So that's something we're going to have to consider, some kind of program to deal with that in the future. Then, of course, I have been communicating, we'll continue to communicate. We are working on a sewer rate increase that'll be proposed here before too very long in a meeting here before the board, once we have everything finalized, all the I's dotted and T's crossed. And then in the midst of all that, we do have some good news to report that we're, over time, we've had a lot of complaints, customer-driven complaints about our online bill pay platform and, problems associated with that, not very user-friendly, et cetera, et cetera. So we've been really looking at that, and we have what we are looking into right now, a proposed solution that will provide better, more user-friendly platform for people to pay their bills electronically. That includes our 2 new kiosks here. It's a mobile-friendly app, so you can use it from like an iPad or a tablet as well as your phone, and has other features more than what I can talk to here. We're going to be getting some additional information from the vendor that we'll start putting out in the Lawrence Lift and on social media, explaining what all these features will be. But look for that to be coming soon too. So other than that, if you have any questions regarding anything you've seen on the data or the charts or anything, or
Everybody's okay? No questions here for Scott? Okay, well, thank you, Scott.
thank you.
Next order of business is unfinished business. We do not have any on the agenda for this evening. So our next item under new business is the 2019 Water Audit Review. Paul.
Good evening, everybody. The utility has been performing water audits for several years now, even before they were required. In 2019, the Indiana legislature enacted SEA 4 2019, which requires utilities to complete an annual water audit in every even-numbered year starting in 2020. Water audits to be validated by a certified third party, and then they're to be submitted to the Indiana Finance Authority. And utilities must perform the water audits to follow the guidelines to be eligible for financial assistance from the IFA for future projects. We had our 2019 water audit validated in 2020 by a member of the Alliance of Indiana Rural Water Association. And there are 5 levels to be graded on in the water audit, 1 through 5. 1 is the level that needs most improvement. 5 being the level that you want to strive for in your water utility. We scored in level 4 with a 71 out of a 90, 71 out of 100. So we have room to improve there. Key aspect of the water audit is that it allows the utility to measure the amount of water that we produce at our plants and compare that to the water that we are actually billing for through our residential and commercial meters. We also take into account authorized revenue water uses and unauthorized non-revenue uses. The audit worksheet is a tool that allows us to weigh all these factors and determine how our water utility is doing. There's 2 key factors, and those are real losses and apparent losses. Real losses are physical losses that consist of water leakage through our transmission and distribution mains, main breaks, leaking hydrants, stuff like that. Leakage and overflows from water storage tanks and towers, like Scott mentioned at the Indian Lake Water Plant. Leakage from service line connections up to including the water meters. Ways for the utility to reduce the real losses are to continue with the water main service line replacement programs to remove the old mains, hydrants, valves, service lines that have been in the ground past their useful life cycle. We can also perform leak surveys on the water system. We use high-tech sounding equipment known as leak detectors or correlators that pinpoint leaks underground. They don't always come to the surface, so you don't always see them. And then, secondly, apparent losses, also known as commercial losses. That consists of water usage that should be included as revenue, but it appears as a loss due to unauthorized consumption like water theft, people hooking to hydrants and stealing water. Meter inaccuracies, the old meters that are under registering or they failed altogether. And systematic data handling errors in meter reading and billing processes. And ways for us to improve in this area, we need to increase the amount of commercial and residential meters tested and replaced yearly. Make sure we have meters that are actually registering the consumption correctly. Also to continue yearly testing of the water treatment plant's effluent meters to make sure what we're producing and sending out into the system is comparable to what we're billing the customers. And also to install locks on hydrants located in places where theft is most likely to occur. So in the real world, there's always going to be some sort of water loss. Things fail. The key thing is to minimize the losses by adopting proper routine maintenance and repair programs, leak detection efforts, meter testing, and periodic review of billing accounts for accuracy and billing data, and repair our leaks in a timely response. Overall, I think we're doing pretty good, but as we mentioned above, there's always room for improvement. If you guys have had a chance to look at the water audit that got sent out in your packets, if you've got any specific questions, you can either email me or Scott, and he can forward it to me, and I can get answers to you if you've got anything.
Okay. Well, thank you, Paul. Any response for Paul or questions or anything?
Something we have to always work on, but it seems like we're in pretty good shape. But you always keep trying to capture as much as you can.
The average is at 12%. I think it's 16% leakage, and I think we were around 19. So we're not too far off.
Okay.
How big of a impact does fire hydrant use by the fire department have on us?
That's a variable that plays in there too. For the most part, they're pretty good. They'll report their usage to us and give us an estimated. The training tower over here on 59th Street, the hydrant they use over there, we actually have that metered so we can account for that. We also have meters in our factor sewer combination cleaning trucks so that when we fill those up with water, we track that water. Same thing, street department, when they go out patching and they need to put water in their rollers, their storm sewer cleaning trucks. They've got meters to hook onto the hydrant and then fill up so we can keep tracking that too.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Next order of business would be the account adjustments. We have one this evening at 8010 Lawrence Woods Boulevard, requesting a sanitary sewer adjustment for $270.63 due to a slab leak. Entertain a motion that we approve that.
Dave Parnell, I'll make a motion.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
This Dale Teacup, I'll second.
Second.
Okay, Tracy got it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, we will vote. Dale?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Zachary?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well, so that is approved. Remonstration of ratepayer dispute regarding disconnect notice. We do not have any this evening, and there is no one here for citizens' comments. Entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Dale Teacup, I move we adjourn.
Dave Parnell.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We will vote. Dale?
Aye.
Dave? Zachary?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. We are adjourned.
Good night, all.